Well, our clients in the current economic climate are worried about lots of things, obviously, but I think if you were to sum it up, it would be uncertainty or volatility. So there's many different things that could be happening. The economic indicators change day by day, as it were, and as a result, they don't have firm platforms either to plan against or to make changes in what they're currently aiming to do.
We've accepted, and I think everyone has accepted, that the marketplace is going to be really tough for the next, I think, 2 or 3 years actually, not just the next 12 months. Probably there will be a double dip, probably. I think the signs are there. I don't think anyone really understands the depth of a potential problem that could come out of the Eurozone crisis. So all of those things lurk in the background, but we can't change them, can we? So we have to try and deal with them. I think that the marketplace has accepted those, I think it has, and factored them into their thinking, and they're trying to find ways through them. Now, many businesses that we advise, and indeed Mazars itself, trade internationally. And I spend a lot of my time talking to business people from different parts of the world. For sure, here in the Western world, and particularly Western Europe, the market is depressed. But go and talk to the guys in Asia, and they see it very differently. So for those businesses, and there are many that operate above national platforms, there's lots of opportunity out there. You're not, or they are not restricted to the more depressed economies of the Western world. They have all the opportunities that the much more buoyant economies of the emerging countries, and Asia, China especially, maturing fast, India, some of the BRIC countries, tremendous opportunities in those areas.
So there are some people who are doing really quite well, and there are others that are really struggling very hard. And that lumpiness is quite interesting. You can see it even in unemployment, where unemployment this time is mostly being as a scourge on the young, whereas in previous recessions it's tended to be, either spread across all ages or in fact being concentrated in the older people. So it's quite interestingly, and it's lumpier, I think. And the third thing that worries me probably more than anything else is that this time round we could be seeing, if you think of 2008 to 2012 as a continuum and just the beginning of a longer change in the economic cycle, we could be seeing a fundamentally different model emerging. I think you've read this in the paper as well, which is, we've got to get used to a world which has lower growth. We've got to get used to a world where money's tighter. Ultimately, you've got to get used to the world where the impact of globalization and the emerging economies means that wealth and wealth patterns have to shift. And if that's true, then to end on a relatively gloomy note, we've still got a long way to go to absorb the consequences of that model. And I think we're only at the beginning of that process.